What up, Big Chiefs, once again, and welcome to the Circles and Blunt Pencils podcast. With me, Cake Champion, the Circles and Blunt Pencils podcast that has no point except when it comes to wrestling. That's right, Circles and Blunt Pencils is my own wrestling podcast. As always, I'll be reviewing Raw, Smackdown, NXT, and even Impact, and might even give some of my own thoughts about what happened. WrestleMania is just over a week away, and you know what that means? NXT Takeover, baby! The real main event of WrestleMania weekend. I'll have a preview of Takeover later on with some help from my very own Cake Brains. But before I get started, it's time to see what I could find that happened on this day in history. And I found two WrestleManias. WrestleMania 15, 20 years ago today, where Austin and Rock had the first of their three matches at WrestleMania for the WWF title, with Mankind as the special guest referee who actually had to wrestle Big Show earlier on in the pay-per-view, and the winner of that match would be the special referee in this match. That's great, isn't it? Let's have a match to see who will just be a referee. A third wheel almost in the main event. Austin did defeat The Rock for the title, and that was the start of Austin's third title reign as the champ. And actually, something funny about that, Austin came out in a shirt, not in his vest, because apparently he actually forgot to pack it. Go figure. One of the biggest matches of his career has to walk out there in a t-shirt. The other WrestleMania that happened on this day was WrestleMania 26. And obviously, we all know that was best known for Yoshi Tatsu winning the Battle Royal on the pre-show. Who the fuck is Yoshi Tatsu? No. Enough of that crap. We all know that Mania, the second match between Undertaker and HBK, the Streak versus Career, one of the greatest matches of all time. Obviously, at the time, was Shawn Michaels' last match. Unfortunately, he did come out of retirement. What would have that been, 10 years later or something like that? I don't even know, but, you know, money talks, I guess. What else happened? Yes, the triple threat match between the legacy of Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase Jr. Jack Swagger winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. Jericho defeating Edge for the World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena defeating Batista for the WWE Championship. And of course, Bret Hart and Vince McMahon in a street fight. God damn it, Bret Hart should have given it up when he left WWE. Anyway, so yeah, those were the two manias that I found. Funnily enough, because WrestleMania is just around the corner. Alrighty, let's see what happened on Raw. Yes, Ronald McDonald came out and spoke a bunch of crap as she always does. Said some nonsense and then dropped the mic, you know, thinking she's tough, but then picked up the mic and said something else. Spoke a bunch of more bullshit and then threw the mic on the ground, but then again picked it up to talk more shit. Does that make you feel like a man, Ronald McDonald? Really? Does that make you feel like a man? Fucking idiot. And then Becky Lynch came out and spoke some leprechaun shit, and then Charlotte came out, and that's when I hit fast forward. I can't stand any of them, really. You probably know that by now. Yeah, and let's see. The three of them did a beat the clock challenge against the Riot Squad. Don't know why. I don't know what they gain out of this. It's not like an elimination chamber or, you know, Royal Rumble or something where whoever gets the quickest time enters the match last. They're in a triple threat match. You're all in there at the same time. I don't get it. What, you build momentum? How do you build momentum by beating up people in less than 2 minutes? Obviously, Becky Lynch won that just to keep building this whole ultimate underdog story they're doing with her, and, you know, whatever. But yeah, also it was announced that the three of them will be main eventing WrestleMania. So first time in history that the females will be the last match on. Whether there's actually people in the crowd by then, I don't know, because there's already like 12 matches announced, and there's probably another 4 or 5 coming. This WrestleMania could probably go for 24 hours. Oh yes, it's TNA week for Kurt Angle, as he took on Samoa Joe on Raw, and then the following night on SmackDown had a match with AJ Styles. I'll get into that after, but yeah, he had a match with Samoa Joe. What I liked about this was the match started off with a headbutt, which is actually how the two of them started their rivalry in TNA. So it was good to sort of see that little touch added. Pretty sure Kurt Angle won that match. I would have liked to have seen that maybe go to a DQ or something, so neither of them loses momentum going into Mania. A topic I love, Elias being underutilized once again. This time he was in New York City doing a couple of vignettes, I guess, basically just hyping up how he's the main musical act of WrestleMania, which is just absolute garbage. It's absolute garbage, I feel, because that dude is the man. So talented. But yeah, just gets dicked around, I guess. I don't know. Seth Rollins came out and was basically saying that him and the crowd are one. So they're we are going to beat Lesnar. We are going to conquer the beast, and, blah, blah, blah. I forget his, what is it? Beast Slayer. He's the Beast Slayer now. I believe a few years ago he was the King Slayer. Heyman came out and interrupted, and he did what he does best. Did a good promo, said some things to Rollins, and then just walked away, and Rollins chased him out up the ramp, and Heyman just dropped to the ground, basically begging for his life, which is pretty funny. Heyman can act, and Heyman looked very scared. I love Paul Heyman. Yes, I am a Paul Heyman guy. I've even got the t-shirt to prove it. Roman Reigns came out and accepted Drew McIntyre's offer for their match at WrestleMania. McIntyre was last week called him Joe, and his real name, and then was saying, I think this week, something about his wife, his family, his kids, going to watch him get destroyed and whatnot. And Reigns said, don't you ever speak about my family. And then they got into a bit of a brawl, I'm pretty sure. This, even though it's built up over so little time, it actually feels more real than the Triple H and Batista feud that's going on. Which leads me into this bit where Triple H came out and started bagging Batista about quitting because he couldn't beat John Cena or something, and every time he knew he was going to lose or something, he walked away and cried online and went back to Hollywood because that's what sooks do, or some shit. Batista's lawyers sent a letter to Triple H basically saying the only reason the match will happen at Mania is if this happens, and it was Triple H putting his career on the line. Whoa. That's a big shock. Big shock. Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre had a match once again, this time in a last man standing match. McIntyre obviously winning that. I don't think Dean Ambrose is going to get another win, after basically it's come out that apparently he's leaving WWE when his contract's up. I still call bullshit on that. I think that's storyline. But that's just me. That's what I think of it. But yeah, a couple of weeks ago I said Drew McIntyre is the man. I stand by that. But what's been happening to him recently? I mean, the dude was an NXT champion. He lost the belt to Almas at NXT Takeover Philadelphia. And he actually tore his bicep in that match. So his demotion to Raw had to wait. Eventually did get his full demotion to Raw, where he teamed up with Dolph Ziggler. So if you sort of go back to the mid-90s, you see Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Then, mid last year you got Ziggler and McIntyre. Sort of the same thing, really. But yeah, McIntyre's basically just been involved with storylines involving the Shield. There was a bit where he took out Kurt Angle, and the alliance with Corbin and Lashley, which I actually don't know if that's still happening or not. They're together one week and then they're not. But yeah, they've had run-ins with Balor, and they obviously took out Strowman before the Rumble, I think, where they shattered his elbow. So yeah, so hopefully after Mania with McIntyre and Reigns, if they do extend that, hopefully they can get past it and move McIntyre onto bigger and better things, which he definitely deserves. Disappointing from my point of view, not to see Lesnar or Batista on Raw, especially when you got WrestleMania coming up. And on the Raw side of things, Lesnar and Rollins, and also Batista and Triple H are obviously two of the three biggest storylines going on for that brand right now. So obviously Lesnar sends Heyman to talk, and Batista sent a letter from his lawyer. So, you know, hopefully they're there next week on Raw, because it'd be good to see actually all of them get into a brawl. You know, Lesnar and Rollins maybe end the show like that. Actually, or then again, you'll probably end the show with the three fuckwits. So, yeah. Oh, what else happened? Those two clowns from Saturday Night Live are apparently in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So yeah, let's just get two comedians who have no athletic ability, I guess, and put them in a wrestling match where there'll be like 20 people in the ring at the same time. Good shit. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for Raw. So we'll go look at Smackdown now, and obviously Smackdown's all based around Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. Kofi Kingston has to go to WrestleMania. Let's get him to WrestleMania. You're not going to WrestleMania. Oh, you do this, you're going to WrestleMania. Oh, but you're not going to WrestleMania. So the New Day came out and threatened to quit unless they got answers from the man himself, Vinnie Mac, because he's constantly screwing over Kofi. Because the gauntlet match that he won was promised the opportunity to go to Mania, but then he had to wrestle Bryan and lost. Was it Fastlane where, Kofi's going to sign the contract, but then Kevin Owens comes back and now he's got the title match and Kofi's got to wrestle the bar in a handicap match. So McMahon basically came out and called bullshit on that. And told Xavier Woods and Big E that they would be in a tag team gauntlet match this week. And if they won, then Kofi will be going to WrestleMania. This is absolutely fucked. Charlotte gets an undeserving title match against Asuka. Because originally it was supposed to be Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Naomi, and Carmella in a fatal four-way match. The winner of that, will go to WrestleMania to fight Asuka for the women's title. So instead, let's just give Charlotte a title match, because we haven't given her anything recently. I mean, the last thing we gave her was the main event of WrestleMania, and we put her in that match, even though she did nothing to deserve it. Let's just put her in there, and we haven't done anything for her, so let's just give her the SmackDown Women's title. Absolute bullshit. Bullshit isn't even the word to describe it, but yeah, complete bullshit, absolute garbage. Anything that you can think of about being bad, shit, or fucked, that's what I'm thinking. And not only that, let's do it 2 weeks before Mania. So what's that mean now for the main event that just got announced the day before? Are they gonna unify the belts? Are they gonna have one women's champion across both brands? So when Lynch wins, Is she going to have both belts, or is it still just the Raw Women's title on the line, which means the SmackDown Women's Championship won't be defended? Or are they going to do this whole, oh, hang on, Becky's going to win at Mania. Sasha and Bayley are the tag team champions. Let's give Charlotte the Women's Championship from SmackDown. And then we have these wannabe 4 horsemen, another thin fucking Charlotte ripped off from an old man. Come up with your own crap. Gonna have, these 4 horse women as the champions. Joke. Absolute joke. I'll get over that. But back to TNA week for Kurt Angle. He did have his match with AJ Styles. It was a bit disappointing because it was interrupted by Randy Orton. I love Randy Orton, but they could have at least let this match go a bit longer. But then Angle did hit a angle slam on Orton, and it was absolutely terrible. It'd be like my pillow trying to give me an angle slam. That's how bad it was. So maybe it was a good thing that he did interrupt it. But I think for people, especially when they announced it a couple of days before, a bit disappointing for the match to end like that, because they did have some good matches back in the day at TNA. The Miz and Shane McMahon match at Mania will now be a Falls Count Anywhere match, I'm pretty sure. Miz came out and cut another great promo, and then Shane came out surrounded by about 10 security guards. Also Sanity. They're actually still there. Primo and Shelton Benjamin. So what was that? Five guys that I actually didn't even know existed in WWE anymore. Miz almost tore apart through all of them. It's still so weird seeing the Miz getting cheered for. He needs to go back to being heel. Hopefully that'll happen soon after this Falls Count Anywhere match now. Interesting that. I don't even think the Miz has been in a hardcore match that I can remember. Let's see. Oh, yes, the New Day. They had their gauntlet match against the... What do you call them? The Club? The Good Brothers? Gallows and Anderson. Nakamura and Rusev, who are now a tag team. Go figure. I don't know. If you could see the look on my face, it's just stupid, because that's what I think of it. The Bar. The Bar put Big E through a table in the middle of the match, so they got disqualified. I think that's how that ended anyway. And then up next was the Usos, which was very interesting because the Usos and New Day have this long-standing rivalry based on respect. And they were actually watching Kofi's gauntlet match last week with the New Day eating pancakes. So they came out, Big E was still, just laid out because he was through the table. So you're thinking Usos versus Xavier Woods in a handicap match for Kofi Kingston's life. Let's put it that way. And the Usos came out and basically cut a promo talking about respect, and they respect the hell out of Kofi and the New Day, and no one deserves a title match more than Kofi. Kofi has earned their respect. And then they said, "Good luck in your match, fellas, because we forfeit." So I actually thought they were going to lay down, but they actually forfeited. So that was good. That was good to see, obviously for New Day's sake. And then Daniel Bryan and Rowan were the last leg of the gauntlet match. This new eco-friendly vegan team, we can call them. The New Day did win, obviously, by count out because Big E trapped Rowan underneath the announce table. So Rowan was just trapped there. It's like sucked in. The New Day won. Kofi comes running out to the ring, celebrating with the New Day, and then half the locker room came out, and were just like surrounding the ring like a lumberjack match, just all, hands in the air cheering like, yay, yay, you won. Even Byron Saxton on commentary was saying something. He's like, see you guys, I'm gonna go celebrate with the boys or whatever, because he's a New Day mark. So I think that was everything on SmackDown. Yeah, okay. NXT. What happened on NXT? Adam Cole, baby, opened the show. The title was in the ring, and he called out Johnny Fuckwit. Cole made some really good points when he was speaking, but that tool bag, I think he put the crowd to sleep. It looked like they were asleep from when I was watching it. I think they had to, because it's pre-taped, they had to record crowd like cheering. So when Johnny Toolbag said something, it was like the crowd was actually cheering for him. But really, they were just asleep because, if you like him, you're a dickhead. No one likes him. Actually, I think he put me to sleep as well at one stage. It was just really, really sad stuff. I mean, he did nothing but cry the entire time. I had to do this, and I did this, and something else. Shows how much I paid attention. Shayna Baszler and a posse of douchebags interrupted a tag team match. Yeah, she's a knob. Anyone that's mates with Ronald McDonald is a knob. The original bro, Matt Riddle. He had a match against Connor Reeves, I think. Kona Reeves, or some Hawaiian dude. The Velveteen Dream, obviously they're having their match at Takeover, so he thought he'd come out and do some scouting. Up on the stage, on the lounge, looked very comfortable. Just, bit of respect from the Dream, studying his opponent very, very well. What happened there? Matt Riddle did win. Velveteen Dream, being the good sportsman that he is, actually announced Riddle as the winner. And what happened next was absolutely disgusting and disrespectful. Matt Riddle came up and took Velveteen's drink, had a sip, and then threw the cup away. What an original prick. Yeah, that's what I think. No respect whatsoever. You're going to get your ass handed to you, original bro. It was also the final of the Dusty Rhodes Classic between Aleister Black and Ricochet and the Forgotten Sons. Aleister Black and Ricochet did end up winning that. So we've got two single stars who should be in the main event, fighting for the Tag Team Championships. So the Forgotten Sons, I haven't seen much of them, but I like them. I think they're good. I think they can definitely go. They can definitely go places. Let's see. We'll go talk a bit about Impact. It's only my second week watching it, so obviously I'm not too knowledgeable just yet. But I'm willing to keep watching it, because Don Callis is actually part of the management team there. Don Callis, in my view, is the best commentator going around in wrestling today. That's not a knock on any of the commentators. I just think Don Callis is the best. And he's commentating with Josh Matthews as well, who's actually another good commentator. So it's not like there's, one standout in the commentary team because the rest of them are useless. These two are actually really good. Just a couple of things here I took away from Impact. Ace Austin. First time I've seen him. Don't even know how to describe him. Sort of reminds me a bit of the Young Bucks and the Hardy Boys in one. He's definitely a star of the future, I feel. Johnny Impact explained his actions for turning on Brian Cage and basically blamed the fans because they immediately gravitated towards Brian Cage. He kept referring to him as a dumb meathead. Another thing that I actually loved about what Johnny Impact said, and he could be my new favourite wrestler going around today, because he called out all the fans thinking they're smart and know everything because they read a bunch of bullshit on the internet. Oh, I popped for that. I thought that was great. What else? Oh, Rich Swann and Sami Callihan fought for the X Division Championship. Rich Swann defeated Sami Callihan. I think it was Willie Mack, who's friends with Rich Swann, actually locked away OVE out the back somewhere, so they couldn't interfere. So Callihan actually had to do everything himself and lost. But after the match, Madman Fulton came down to the ring and gave an absolute beatdown on Rich Swann, and he actually joined Callihan and the OVE. Yeah, I've never seen this guy before, but he's a unit. He's a big bloke. It was sort of like when Braun Strowman joined the Wyatt family. This big guy that's basically the muscle, does all the dirty work. That's what I see happening there. So yeah, that was my what happened on All TV this week. Hopefully in a couple of weeks I might even start getting into NXT UK. Yeah, so see if I can keep up to date on that as well. But yeah, what else is coming up? Obviously, WrestleMania is just around the corner. So what's happened? The Miz and McMahon match has been changed to a Falls Count Anywhere. Triple H is putting his career on the line against Batista. And Batista's, I guess, putting his reputation on the line by turning up to see if he can still wrestle. Those Saturday Night Live guys in the Battle Royal, big whoop. Obviously, Reigns and McIntyre match is now official. Bobby Lashley defending the Intercontinental Championship against Finn Balor, who actually invited Conor McGregor to WrestleMania. Yeah, the Irish, looking out for the Irish, I guess. The Boston Hug connection of Bayley and Sasha Banks. They're actually defending their women's tag team titles in a fatal four-way tag team match against Nia Jax and Tamina, the Iconics, the Aussies, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and the Divas of Doom, the returning Beth Phoenix and Natalya. And also Daniel Bryan against Kofi Kingston. So what does that make it? 13 matches already planned. So I think this is a 2-hour pre-show. So this WrestleMania is going to be fucking long. That's all I can say. But let's get on to the main event. As I said earlier, myself, the Cake Brains. We spoke earlier in the week, just to go a little bit more in depth about NXT Takeover New York. Just a couple of things here. We did have some problems with the audio. It's the first time actually trying this out. Hopefully you can still make out what we're all saying. As I said, yeah, first time. We're definitely looking to fix that problem. But, you know, can't expect miracles all the time. In order to succeed, you must fail first. So I'll take the positives out of that. And we also lost Chris for a bit. I think we lost him for about 10 minutes, but we did get him back. So that part is cut out, but you'll know when that happens. I'll sort of try to hide it, but make it obvious at the same time. Yeah, so here it is, myself and the Cake Brains talking about NXT Takeover New York. Right, I'm here with the Cake Brains, Jaden and Chris. We're here to talk about NXT Takeover New York. Boys, how we doing?
Bada boom, realest guy in the room. How you doing?
Yep, all
Chris,
good.
Good, mate.
The King of Kings
Good.
is here on my first podcast. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Me too.
All good, mate.
Looking
All
forward to
good.
it.
I'm glad we could finally get together on here.
Yeah.
And our topic of today, boys, is NXT Takeover New York. So I'll just run through the matches here, and then we'll just give our predictions on each match. Okay, we got the NXT Takeover Championship match. The War Raiders, the current champions, defending against Aleister Black and Ricochet, who won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We've got the NXT UK Championship. Pete Dunne, the champion there. He's held the title for about 1 million days now. He's defending the title against Walter. This is a match. This is basically me versus Jaden here. We've got the NXT North American Championship between the champion, the Velveteen Dream, against the original Matt Riddle.
Bro.
Clown. We got the NXT Women's Championship, Fatal 4-Way. The champion Shayna Baszler defending against Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, and Bianca Belair. And then the vacant NXT Championship match is a 2 out of 3 falls match between Adam Cole, Bebe, and our favorite NXT wrestler of all time, Johnny Fuckwit. Boys. Actually, you know what? Before we start talking about these matches, I've got a question for you. What is missing from this card?
What is missing?
Can't think of anything?
No.
Where's the Undisputed Era?
Oh,
The Undisputed Era.
he's right.
Which leads me to believe who is going to open with the first match, because usually the Undisputed Era does that.
I don't know. I reckon it'd be the tag team match, eh?
So yeah, I thought it was a bit weird.
Yeah, the Era.
No Undisputed
Right.
Era there. Actually, we'll talk about that. What order we think the matches will go, but first we'll give our predictions for each match. Okay, so we'll start off with the Tag Team Championship. Who do we think wins that?
Retaining.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Aleister Black and Ricochet, two single superstars, who actually should really be in the NXT Championship picture, winning a tag team tournament and then getting a tag team title match, especially at the biggest takeover of the year, being Mania weekend. Chris, who do you think?
I'm with you, boys. Definitely got the War Raiders. Black and Ricochet. They're not ready to be a tag team. I've got the War Raiders.
Yeah, easy.
Yep, good stuff. All right, the UK Championship, Pete Dunne and Walter.
Now, Pete Dunne,
Jaden?
very successful reign, but I think it has to come to an end. I got Walter in this one.
Ooh.
I am
going
the
Walter?
big man. I reckon
He
we'll
is a
see
big man,
Pete
isn't he?
Dunne getting a demotion to the main roster soon.
Oh God, I hope you're wrong there. If they're gonna get rid of him on UK, at least just put him in.
100%. Love to see him there.
Don't. Yeah. Chris.
I've got my boy Pete Dunne to retain his belt 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Chris on that. I think somehow Pete Dunne. I mean, I don't know. I can see both of them winning, but I think Pete Dunne. I think they'll give him maybe till the next takeover or something there. So Jaden went Walter, and Chris and I have gone Pete Dunne. All right. North American Championship. I'll go
here we
first,
go.
Chris. Because we already know who me and Jaden are going. So, Chris, Velveteen Dream.
I've gone the Velveteen Dream.
Oh.
I hated Matt Riddle when he was in the UFC. I hated Matt Riddle when he was on Team Rampage. So I've got the Velveteen Dream to slay him.
Ooh, to slay him. To slay him. There you go. So, Jaden.
Nothing can beat Matt Riddle's His fearless kicks, mate. Nothing can beat him.
Nah, Phil. You know what? If Matt Riddle does win, they better put the NXT Championship straight on Velveteen Dream. That's the only reason I'd be happy. But it'd take a while for me to actually accept the fact that he lost. But, then again, why not just get both belts?
He's the dream.
Why not? All right. He is the dream. And he's desperate to get demoted to Raw and SmackDown. I think, no, cut it out. Stay on NXT. Run that place. And just wait till Raw and SmackDown actually can pick up what they're doing. And then Dream can then take over there and be the future. Velveteen Dream versus Drew McIntyre, Mania 38.
Called it now.
Called it now. Let's remember this day. NXT Women's Championship. The Fatal 4-Way. Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, and Bianca Belair. I'll start this one off. I said it a couple of weeks ago. I said Bianca Belair. She's been killing it recently on NXT. I think they had a title match at the last Takeover. She did pretty good there. And I think Baszler's time in NXT is coming to an end. I think Belair wins. She will pin Baszler. And then Baszler will get demoted to Raw to replace that clown, Ronald McDonald. That's my thoughts there, boys.
Chris, you want to go?
Okay, I'll go Shayna Baszler by tap out. Then I do see eventually Bianca Belair ruling NXT Women's Division when Shayna gets demoted to SmackDown or Raw. So I've got my girl Shayna.
Yep, I've got Belair. I simply don't see Baszler on NXT for much longer, and especially after WrestleMania, they usually like to get a couple of call-ups or demotions. So I reckon she'll be one of them.
There's something about Belair.
Yeah.
She just looks like
she's got it.
She gets 100%. It. And, she's got it. Like, she's going to take over and, as Chris said, she's going to rule the women's division.
I'd be okay with that too.
NXT for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have a complaint with that at all. Get rid of these fake 4 horsemen.
Don't worry about it. Exactly right.
Just get rid of all 4 of them.
Fuck them all.
They can be McDonald's.
You got McDonald's,
get rid of the
Hungry
4 horsemen. They can be the 4 Mackies.
KFC.
You got Ronald McDonald. Then you got the Hamburglar or whatever, and those other dickheads that come. Anyway, all right. This for sure.
Yeah.
The main event.
100%.
The 2 out of 3 falls match. Adam Cole, baby, against Johnny Fuckwit, Toolbag, Dickhead, however you want to look at it. Just before we talk about this, we know, the 3 of us, we actually have a big family event following Takeover. And we all know that if Johnny Toolbag wins, it is going to ruin.
You're not going to want to be anywhere near us.
No, we'll just see how it goes. But 2 out of 3 falls match. Adam Cole, I'd love to say wins 2-0, but we'll go 2-1. I think Cole will pick up the first 4. Toolbag will get the second one. And then I reckon those first 2 will be a bit quick. And then I reckon the third 4, you're looking at a good 20-minute match there. Because they're main events, especially when you look at the
they are good. They are good matches.
They've, 30, 40-minute spectacles. Like, this could potentially go an hour.
Both pretty good athletes.
And I would not have a problem with that. So, I'm going Cole, 2-1.
Yep, I'm going
champion.
Cole, 2-1 also. Simply just hate Johnny Douchebag.
Very, very
I've
good.
got
Chris.
Adam Cole, baby, going 2-1, purely for the fact, as we've discussed, we hate Johnny Lickballs.
Very good. And when Cole does win, he'll be the first man in NXT to hold all 3 titles. Because he was not for long, but he was the tag team champion when Bobby Fish got injured.
Oh, yeah.
So they
used
used
him
the
instead, yep.
Freebird rule.
Yep.
So he replaced Bobby Fish, and that's when Roderick Strong joined the Undisputed Era, who I still cannot get over on this card. Because they're the
only 5 matches. You think they would have been on there?
Yeah, I mean, well, their pay-per-views usually go 5 matches, and they still go for 3 hours. I think there's just a lot of too much talking in between matches and whatnot. I reckon they could squeeze
100%.
in an extra match there, especially
in
at
the
this
Undisputed
one.
Era too.
But then again, I guess there's nothing really going for him at the moment, especially when all the focus has been on the Dusty Rhodes Classic,
Cole
and then obviously the unfortunate injury to Ciampa.
Yeah.
So they have to sort of just imagine, but if Ciampa didn't get injured,
completely different.
what would Adam Cole be doing? They'd have to do something with that the North American title.
Probably a 3-way,
for sure,
or even just dreaming him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually last week, watching NXT when they had the 5-man to determine the number 1 contender. They could have done a 5 or 6-man scramble match at Takeover for the championship. They did that at Unforgiven, I think. You get like a half an hour time limit, and you can get as many pinfalls as you like, but whoever has that pinfall at the end of the time limit is the champion. I reckon, especially with the talent we got in NXT.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So, all right, we'll see. We'll have a quick chat about maybe the orders of the match. What the order of each match will be.
Yep.
I don't know. It's hard to go against the tag team match going first, especially when you got Aleister Black and Ricochet in there. But I don't know. I got a feeling it might go to Dream and Riddle. I reckon that might kick it off.
And then the tag team.
No, I've got the UK Championship going second no matter what. And then I think the tag team. And then I think the women's match. And then the main title, the NXT title.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think maybe the only different, maybe the North American will open up, as you said. And then tag team go third.
I was just thinking, especially like with Dream and Riddle.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both extremely
great
talented.
performers too.
And they can. It's all about getting the crowd.
Both of them know exactly how.
And that's like, especially with the Undisputed Era, they kill it every time. They can, I still can't get over that. What are we thinking? Tag team or the North American to start off? Yeah. Chris?
Well, usually history has shown that tag teams start off first, but as we've discussed, if the era's not in it, I've got the North American title for sure to start off.
Yeah, I think there's just something about that match that
I can say that now. Yep,
has got it's got main event written all over it. But
exactly right. Like you want to see the first. That's what they want. We want to see the first match.
Yeah,
and there you go.
And every title on the line.
That is
how good is that?
Very exciting.
All right, we'll do something a bit different here. I dare say the next takeover will be just before Money in the Bank. So let's see, maybe do a bit of fantasy booking here, and let's see if we can predict a match or two for that takeover. What are we feeling?
All right, so I'll go first. I prepared this before. I got Matt Riddle winning the North American Championship takeover, and then I got Dream straight into the NXT Championship picture with Adam Cole and Johnny Fuckwit still. So they have a bit of a 3-way rivalry there. That's one of them. And the other one I have, I haven't decided that yet. Chris?
Yes. I've got a bit of a shell shock here. If Cole wins the belt, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry. Once he wins the belt,
Oh yeah.
I reckon that the Undisputed Era will turn on him because he's got the gold and they feel left out. And I reckon it'll be Roderick Strong versus Adam Cole.
Wow.
That is
Actually,
awesome.
That's very.
I actually never thought of that.
Yeah, I'd love to see that happen. Actually, obviously, I wouldn't like to see Undisputed Era break up, but that's a built rivalry. That's a great rivalry.
That is a massive call, and I love it. Okay, based on that, how do you think Adam Cole would go without a stable boy?
Ooh.
Because remember, in Ring of Honor, he had Bullet Club, and then he came
He's
to
always
NXT,
had, like, a group.
straight away formed the Undisputed Era.
I think he had himself right, to be honest. Him out of all of them.
Yeah,
he's used to having his cronies run out and help him. So,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, I reckon he'll go okay, but he'll definitely struggle when it's down. When he's in deep in the match, he'll call for either Fish or O'Reilly, and they won't come out purely because he's got the belt, so he'll be on his own. So in that match, unfortunately, I've got the Messiah of the Backbreaker to win.
That's some big calls.
Ooh, look at that. That's I did say
You
it was
should be
fantasy
writing
booking.
for him, Chris.
That is
Thank
awesome.
you. Then I've got.
Yeah, we just had some technical difficulty there. I think we're all back up and running. So, Chris, you had Adam Cole and Roderick Strong at the next takeover, with Strong winning. That is a good call.
Talk about a shock.
And I can honestly say I never thought of that. I wouldn't even consider the thought. But that's what I like about it. You got another fantasy match for us, Chris?
I've got Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Fuckwit 4. In a career match.
Ooh.
And you know, I'm just sick of seeing his dumb, stupid face. And if his former best friend can piss him off, it'll do great.
It'll make you happy. Make us all happy.
There you go. So, do you reckon Ciampa will be back by then? From his neck surgery?
Hoping so.
Yeah, I hope he's going on.
Hoping he'll be back, yeah. They're my 2 fantasy matches.
Very good. I've got one. Yep. Actually, I've got 2 here. Because I had the dream retaining the North American title. I've got him and Pete Dunne in a match for the North American Championship. I think that'd be a great match. And the other one I had is I can only see it being Cole and Toolbag number 2 for the belt. And that will be, I could see those 2 going into the ladder
I could see that too.
100%.
That'd be a good match too.
Title. Have you got another one, Jaden?
I got another one. I got Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, and Pete Dunne winning, making Matt Riddle's reign pretty short, and Pete Dunne going on another very long streak.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that's it. That is good. Yeah, so that's we'll see at the next takeover how we did, and if we got at least one match right.
If Chris gets his right, that is an amazing call.
Oh, if he gets Cole and Roderick Strong, I'm going to bow to that man like a god. All right, I thought we'd do something fun, but also just a bit quick. Let's just see how many names we can come up for Johnny Fuckwit in the space of about 30 seconds.
Who's got the timer? We got on the screen.
Yeah.
30.
So I've obviously I've been known to call him Fuckwit, Toolbag, and Dickhead. But I thought, why don't you boys? Actually, I think Chris called him Lick Balls before. So all right, let's see if we can get some going right now.
Douchebag, Fuckwit again. What else have we got? Chris, help me out here.
Johnny Nose Picker. Johnny Ballbag.
Johnny
Come on, Chris.
fucking...
Johnny loves Chris.
Chris
Chris
loves
loves Johnny.
We all love Johnny. Johnny dickhead, Johnny
Oh, he's
spastic, Johnny fucking...
Johnny Goat
Oh,
of being a knob.
Johnny about to get hammered by Cole.
Oh, yeah. Johnny knee to the back of the head.
Johnny concussion.
Johnny knocked out. Johnny concussion. There we go. I love it. That's what they'll be chanting at the end of Takeover. All right. I thought we'd do something fun now. All of us being wrestling fans. I thought we might go. We'll start off with you, Chris. Give us 3 or 5 of your favorite NXT superstars of all time.
Okay, I've got my favourite current NXT superstars. Actually, yeah, I've got Tommaso Ciampa, Drew McIntyre, Aleister Black, Ricochet, and Almas.
Well, that's a great 5.
That is good. What about yourself,
I got
Jaden?
5 Kevin Owens, 4 Samoa Joe, 3 Drew McIntyre, 2 Seth Rollins, and 1 Finn Balor.
Seth Rollins,
Ooh.
the inaugural champion.
Yeah. Just go through
No
that again,
worries.
would you, Jaden?
Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor.
Wow. So you've gone.
All star.
That's an all-time demotion list.
They all
For
went very well
sure.
in NXT. Only a few have succeeded in the main roster.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, all right, I've got something for you.
Yep.
I'll just go through mine
Sweet.
first. I've got the Velveteen Dream at number 1, and then following him, I've got Andrade Cien Almas, Adam
Baby.
Cole, Kevin Owens, and Aleister Black.
Ooh. Yeah, Black, nice.
All right. So going back on your top 5
Yep.
there, Jaden. How about just imagine you got the current maybe 5 current NXT superstars. So you could go the 5 that were in the match the last week on NXT. You could go Adam Cole, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Matt Riddle, and Velveteen Dream going against 5 all-time NXT stars that have been demoted. So we could go the all-time demotion list from NXT and put them in a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match.
That'd be a great match.
The current versus the all-time.
I don't know who would see going out there. I reckon the current. I'd take the current over that. Then again, the success that the some of the all-time demotions have had, like mainly Seth Rollins. Obviously, the rest of them, Finn Balor hasn't really hardly been used properly.
Well, he's had a title for like 7 days or something in total, hasn't he? Kevin Owens has been a world champion.
McIntyre not as of yet. Samoa
Not
Joe
yet.
just got his first championship in WWE. So they're starting to.
And I like that. All right. We'll go favorite NXT matches. Keep the theme going with NXT. I'll start this one off. Then I'll go to you, Jaden, and then finish off with you, Chris. So I've got my favourite NXT match of all time is Tommaso Ciampa and the Velveteen Dream at Takeover War Games 2.
Nice.
Great game.
I thought the great game. GG. I thought the Dream was going to
that's
heavily
up there,
open
one
for
of the
that.
best matches of all time on NXT for sure.
I've got this funny feeling we may all have this match, the 6-man ladder match.
Oh, I haven't actually.
First ever North American champion.
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, there you go. Fuck, you must have some good matches in there then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got the 6-man ladder match at Takeover New Orleans. I've got Ciampa again against Johnny Toolbag at Takeover Chicago 2, which was the fight.
Yep.
Nice.
Where Ciampa won with his hands handcuffed behind his back.
Yeah, that was a great match. That was great.
I remember watching that and seeing old dickhead take the pin and just got up screaming, suck shit. And called him every other name under the sun. I've got Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate at Takeover Chicago. That was a UK championship match. Yeah, Tyler Bate. That was actually a good match. And I don't like the two of them really. And then I've got Finn Balor and Kevin Owens at Beast in the East. So they're my 5 favourite NXT matches.
So are we on to me?
Yeah, we'll go to you.
I got one that everyone seems to like, a match between Sasha Banks and Bayley, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Was it 1 in 2015? That was Bayley's first NXT title championship. 2, I got Nakamura versus Sami Zayn at TakeOver Dallas 2016. I don't know which one that was. And Nakamura defeated Sami Zayn. It's obviously 2 great wrestlers.
Naturally.
And then I got Finn Balor and Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship. In same pay-per-view, actually, TakeOver Dallas 2016. And Finn Balor wasn't champion and he retained.
Was that the one where they had to stop the match? Because Samoa Joe started bleeding?
I think it was.
Was it that one? Yeah.
I don't remember.
I can't remember if that was against Balor or Nakamura.
So, that's all my 3. Yeah,
just got the 3? Yeah, nice. What about yourself,
Chris? The matches I've got NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode.
Love that match.
Ooh.
That was back.
That's where Adam Cole debuted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came out through the crowd because Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were standing in the ring, and they basically all joined at the same time, and that's how they formed the Undisputed Era.
That's awesome.
Cole knocked out McIntyre, held up the belt.
I do remember that actually. I do.
And nothing happened between the two.
Yes.
So, sorry to cut you off.
No, all good. Then my second match, unfortunately, I've picked this one as my second one. We've got Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Lickass in Chicago TakeOver 2, when unfortunately Johnny Lickass wins. Little did he know that he would set up a great rivalry between the two. So I've got that as my second one.
I agree.
That was at New Orleans truce. That match. That's all right.
Oops.
That's all right.
Might have to edit that one.
Next.
Oh, here we go. Carry on.
Luckily for me, I've actually got an expert at NXT that can help me out when the king doesn't know his facts. So it's always good to have an NXT expert there. And then the 6-man ladder match. One of the greatest ladder matches I've ever seen. Not
wrong there. Even 3 minutes into the match where Ricochet does a shooting star press on top of...
iconic.
And something unbelievable.
How good is he?
Awesome match. So they might...
I can honestly say that 6-man ladder match shits on any Money in the Bank ladder match
100%.
Definitely. Yes.
It's different with the Money in the Bank match. They try to, I don't know. They're trying to perform too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, great match.
They need to get rid of that Money in the Bank match, I think.
Can I just raise a question here?
What are
both your opinions on Pete Dunne and if he gets a demotion to the main roster and when?
Hopefully never.
We could hope. But realistically, when do we think? And if? Remembering he's been on NXT for a very long time, UK. Very, very long time.
Yeah. I'd say maybe just after SummerSlam.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah, if he does.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things now where we just hope NXT stays its own brand.
Yeah.
They just leave it as it is. And what superstars? Why wouldn't you promote, I should say, some superstars from Raw and SmackDown to NXT? Ones that Ones that aren't getting
Like-
a good run.
Almas, name one.
Oh, should have never been demoted.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah. Actually, speaking on demotions, Lars Sullivan.
Who? Who?
Exactly. Who?
The biggest man to never have shown his face.
That's it. He's
Big hype.
No hope.
What happened to him?
That's it.
I was getting hyped up.
He's
I heard there was a Twitter incident
Yeah,
between him and Stephanie McMahon, but I don't know if that's the reason.
yeah, I know. I heard something about
Shit.
that.
Don't know if that's the reason why he hasn't been shown yet, or if he's still in the company, or.
Mm.
But then again,
Yeah,
it's like
is he still in the
EC3. My boy.
Oh, the
EC3.
demotion of all demotions. They should have brought up EC1 and EC2 first.
My guy, you know.
Oh. He should have gone. He should have stayed in Impact. He'd get more TV time rather than just have someone walk past him while he's oiling up his body.
And Alexa
And
Bliss
that's his only
checking him
TV
out.
time. Oh, Alexa Bliss, yeah, she's on all the
She's
lads
getting
lately.
around, and she's the WrestleMania host now too.
She loves them. Yeah, because WrestleMania definitely needs a host. We'll actually we'll save that for next week. We'll do this again next week, boys. We'll get you on for Mania. That's for sure. Anything else to add on NXT?
I've just got another fantasy match.
Oh, okay.
Another fantasy match. The Undisputed Era versus the Shield in the Shield's prime. Who would have won?
I'd say Shield. Yep, I'm going straight up Shield.
Yeah.
Shield?
Yeah.
Shield in their prime.
Shield, yeah. I still think
You know,
Shield.
That was destroying
You
everyone.
I reckon you could do that 3-on-4.
And the Shield could take it over. Or you could always
And
add the
Shield,
extra
yeah, I think the Shield was doing.
Kurt Angle to the Shield.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's just got to come out in Shield gear, get knocked out, but then come back out in Olympic gold.
Tool.
Yeah, I think that'll
Sweet.
Thanks for having me. That was very enjoyable.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, boys. To do it again for sure.
So you guys can't wait. Big things ahead too. WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, NXT Takeover is the main event that weekend.
100%.
Sure. Actually, all right, just quickly. We all know Takeover's going to be 5 stars.
100%. Yep.
Does that leave WrestleMania 35 being half a star or 1 star?
I'm thinking
extra
matches. They're going for longer. Half a star.
Yeah, half a star. Yeah. They should tell the fans to bring sleeping bags because they'll be there all night.
Yeah, I've got NXT to steal the show. Yeah, as you said, we'll get into WrestleMania next week, but I've definitely got NXT to steal the show and WrestleMania 1 star at best.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, just quickly on NXT, what match are we looking forward to the most
In Takeover?
in Takeover?
I'm looking forward to the Dream and Matt Riddle. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I'm torn
two
between
characters.
I'm torn between that and Cole and Torbay.
No, I
can't
agree.
decide,
I agree with
but
that.
I think,
Two great
But I
matches.
think, there's just a little bit of me that's not looking forward to the NXT title and the hopefully not happening, but that little percent of a chance that Johnny Fuckwit's going to get the belt.
Which we couldn't have that.
I'm Dream Riddle.
Yep.
Looking forward to that match. What about you, Chris?
I've got Cole Johnny Arslick. Hopefully Adam Cole wins the belt and wins it for Ciampa, because if Johnny Lickhart wins, it's a demotion and it's an insult to Ciampa. I've got the main event for sure.
It's true. All right, very good stuff, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks again for coming
All
on.
good.
We'll catch up again next week for WM35.
Sweet.
Can't wait.
All right. Thanks, boys.
Thank you.
So yeah, there it is. Like I said, that was myself and Jaden and Chris, also known as the Cake Brains. That was our take on NXT Takeover New York. Can't wait for that to happen. The boys were really excited to do that, but I can guarantee they'll shit themselves at the same time. But yeah, once we got into it, everything just appeared natural. So yeah, we had a really good time doing that. What about that call from Chris saying the Undisputed Era turning on Adam Cole? I don't even know where that came from. I never would have expected that. Never would have even considered that. So yeah, that was that's what I took away from that conversation that we had. Just that little call that he made. Also, I did notice that I did fuck up there at the beginning. I said the Takeover titles. I did mean the tag team titles. I do apologise. It's just when you got so many, notes and pieces of paper in front of you, I don't even know what I was reading from. But I did notice that right away. So yeah, I did mean the tag team titles there. Hopefully you already were able to pick that up. We're actually looking to do it again next week, the three of us. And this time we'll be talking about WrestleMania 35. So really excited for that. And I hope you are too. So yeah, that might do it for me this week. You can find us on Facebook, Circles and Blunt Pencils, on Instagram at Circles and Blunt Pencils, and on Twitter at Circles and BP Pod. You know what? Why don't we even use the hashtag Circles and Blunt Pencils? Let's get it out there. Let's build an empire. That's what I want to say about that. Alrighty. Well, I'm Cake Champion for the Circles and Blunt Pencils podcast. Red cups up. Yeah, the babes.